I'm speaking to a group of real estate investors with regards to the Bush tax cuts and their implications for commercial real estate investment. The fiscal cliff that has been looming is finally upon us, and so far there have been no progress in renewing the tax cuts before year end. The expiration of these tax cuts heading into the next year should significantly impact your commercial real estate investment decisions, no matter what sector of the market you prefer to invest in. If Congress does not act quickly, we could see a sudden halt to the recovery that has slowly been taking form. Today I'm going to talk specifically about the effects that the expiration of the Tax Relief, Unemployment Insurance Reauthorization, and Jobs Creation Act will have on the multifamily sector, and how the capital gains tax increase is going to put further upward pressure on cap rates. One of the most obvious scenarios that will result from the expiration of the tax cuts will be a reduction in disposable income for renters. Personal, payroll, capital gains, and dividend taxes are all set to increase at the end of the year. The result? Lower income for renters. The aggressive rent growth we've been seeing occurring over the past few years in the multifamily sector is going to flatten out significantly. So with a limited amount of upside in your investments going forward, you should compensate by purchasing your multifamily product at a lower price, aka a higher cap rate. Even though we expect to see a flattening of the rent growth curve, rental demand is going to remain strong as lending standards have remained very tight. Many potential first-time home buyers cannot qualify for a mortgage to take the plunge into home ownership, despite the historically low interest rates and availability of quality new product. Furthermore, there are not any first-time buyer policies in place to push renters into the home ownership like there were around 2007. In short, vacancy rates are going to remain low, but rent growth will slow, or maybe disappear completely. With a limited amount of upside in your investments, you need to compensate by purchasing your assets at a lower price, higher capitalization rate in order to protect your yield. Should the tax cuts expire, the capital gains tax rate will increase from the current 15% level and almost could be all the way up to 43.6%. That's for the wealthiest Americans, beginning on January 1st of 2013. This is going to put even further downward pressure on your returns. Uncertainty about where capital gains taxes will be in 2013 have already resulted in blockbuster deals this year by investors who don't want to take the risk of their tax liability jumping back up to the previous levels. Vulcan Real Estate, for example, a Seattle-based real estate investment firm, recently sold an 11-building, 1.8 million square foot Amazon.com office portfolio for $1.2 billion, citing political and tax uncertainty as a reason for the sale. So they disposed of one of the largest assets in their portfolio just due to the fact that they were uncertain about the risk that the capital gains tax increase could pose to them. Unbelievable. Investors who are looking to purchase assets now have the expectation of that higher tax liability when they exit the investment. Therefore, they're going to underwrite differently and try to buy cheaper and at higher cap rates. It's unlikely Washington will not take the necessary actions to avoid the fiscal cliff prior to the end of the year. However, any solution they are able to arrive at in the 11th hour will simply kick the can down the road for another year or so. If I'm wrong and the tax cuts do expire, the result will be lower incomes for renters, flattening rent curve, and an increase in capital gains taxes. All of these factors will contribute to smaller yields and higher capitalization rates on multifamily real estate investments. Thank you.